Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Uncensored Anime Podcast, a podcast where we talk about all things anime uncensored. We are your hosts. I'm David. We got Jerry. We got Kenny. And today is going to be another fun bullshit episode where we just talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Bro.
So
right, another episode where David fucking outs us right from the get-go. David's like, I promise.
You guys are both narcs.
Okay? I'm being honest with the audience, with the fans.
I'm definitely a narc, but at the very least,
you're king narc.
But I also know how to bullshit things. Even if I might narc something that's like the truth, but like if I'm like putting a plan together, I'll make it look like it's legit, Kenny. You know what I mean?
Sometimes
I'll make
not having a plan is the best plan, okay? And that's what we don't.
That's what we
have tonight.
All right, this week, guys, we're going to talk about the anime we love and we care about. The one about Yuki Cross and Cross Academy. Vampire Night is all we care about. Vampire Night is love. Vampire Night is life. So thanks for coming to the Vampire Night podcast, guys. I know it was fun this week, so. You know, just stay tuned. We got a lot of Vampire Night going forward.
Just want to remind everyone who listens to this podcast that if by some god's miracle the Uncensored Anime Podcast ever reaches 1,000 subscribers,
1,000.
We intentionally
a miracle.
We intentionally set the goal pretty low when we started this almost 2 years ago, and we're still out here grinding for that 1,000. So when we hit 1,000, if we ever hit 1,000 subscribers, then so be it. We will watch. We have already dedicated, there's no question about it. We will set up cameras and we will live stream the entirety of the Vampire Night anime, us watching it. So we'll set the whole shit up. We'll spend an entire day. We will start at 8 a.m. and go until 4 a.m. or however long. It shouldn't take that. It's not, wait.
It's 26 episodes, I think. Or no, I think it's longer than that.
Oh, shit. Maybe it would take that long. We'll live stream the whole damn show. And if we have to break it up into 2 parts, we will. But we will watch the whole thing, and hell, we'll do it.
And actually, and you guys will get firsthand experience about watching David fall asleep. I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that if that live stream ever happens, David will.
So Jerry, what are we talking about today?
We'll get to episode 3.
What's the first thing we're talking about today, though? What is the first thing you want to talk about today?
I really want to talk about Peach in a Pod. No, I'm joking.
All right, it's not Peach in a Pod.
I'm
still not on Crunchyroll.
Still not.
That's actually true. What the fuck is up with that?
Well, I actually saw a news listing about how I didn't realize this at first. Funimation is actually slow moving every show over, so they're doing priority lists and they're doing them in batches every couple weeks. So
why is Peach in a Pod not high on the priority?
My guess is that Peach in a Pod is probably one of the last shows that will get moved over. Maybe even it might actually be the last show that gets moved over.
No,
I mean it's a new anime too.
You would think they would have moved it over because this all started during the season it was airing. Right? So it seems odd that it just got stuck on Funimation. So I think you can still log in on Funimation and still go watch it on there, but it should eventually be moved over. I don't know. I saw
they were pretty quick with their migration too,
right?
I feel like a
lot of stuff was
I saw some people complaining about what was being prioritized to move over. I don't really know what Funimation's whole plan with that was. I don't even know if to call them Funimation anymore. I mean, their website is literally redirects. Yeah, they're called. I don't know what to say about them, but
Crunchyroll Dubs is a crazy company.
I mean, it's funny because
actually we could.
What, Kenny?
We could kill it. We could be done with it. Funimation's dead.
RIP
Funimation
in a video game.
I'm honestly tempted to get Matt David Rudd and Corey back on here to talk about this because if you guys follow either of them on socials or anyone listening follows either of them, they have transitioned all of their stuff to say Crunchyroll. Their hashtags are all Crunchyroll now, and they both are. I mean, they're still doing the work here in town with us. It's it's not like the studio place has changed, but all their shit says Crunchyroll, Crunchyroll Dubs, Crunchyroll now. And the transition was boom. It was one day they were talking about Funimation. The next day, all of Corey's hashtags were So I wonder what that transition
was a plan, a pre-planned thing that
I'm sure.
On this day, do this going forward.
Yeah, so I wonder how that's been internally for them. They've both been getting more work is what I've noticed. Corey especially.
Yeah.
No, Matt as well. Matt's probably got.
They've both been eating.
Matt gets big roles too, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Corey's actually been definitely picking up some more roles too, which has been awesome for both of them. So I have no idea if Corey or Matt have continued to watch the show after, but Corey, Matt, if either of you guys are listening, we love you both and great friends of the show. So, but yeah, maybe we'll have to get them back on to talk a little bit about the whole transition. I'm curious what it's been like from a voice actor's perspective, like what that has looked like, because Crunchyroll is continuing the simuldubs. The new season has Crunchyroll dubs, simuldubs, just like Funimation used to have. So I'm sure the working group of people behind all this is probably the same group of people, but they probably just have a new boss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's probably some new guy at top that's making a couple calls, but the working group is still the same. So I wonder if that's changed their daily process or procedure at all. I don't know. Matt and Corey, I think, are both in simuldubs this season, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty cool for both of them. As well, if you guys are listening to this one and this is your first time listening, go back and watch the interviews we did with both of them. They're both insanely funny and both very talented voice actors that are doing
it. Really fun interviews. Really cool interviews.
Mm-hmm. Okay, boys.
So I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, David, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah,
David, what do you want to talk about?
David,
I feel like we are
content
creators in the Anime-tube anime manga space in YouTube. There's something that's happened that we should talk about.
You want to start with this?
Let's just start with it.
We're going to start with it.
That was like our third thing we've talked about.
Let's just get it out.
Well, I mean, this is still pretty early on. This is going to be the first big topic of this episode because
it will be first big topic.
I would say it's the first big topic of the episode, Jerry.
And honestly,
wait, Kenny, let me wait, David, let me So first big top. This is the
first big topic of the episode.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Wait, I thought the first big topic was Vampire Night.
Well,
that's
of the Vampire
Yuki
Night
Cross
podcast.
at the
Cross
Academy.
Yeah,
it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, go on.
But I mean, I feel like this one probably, our viewers, I'm assuming, won't even care about this or even know that this happened, and it was such a blip.
Well, you say that, but we have a couple viewers that have definitely come over from our interviews with Mangatubers, so we're definitely engaged in that space. Three of our main supporters, or three of the big personalities that have been on the show, are involved in this drama directly.
Oh, heavily.
Literally three of them. So I think that this is a valiant and good topic to talk about.
Right, definitely relevant. So let's just get into it. So there was some kind of out of left field. I think there was some context behind it that kind of initiated the whole thing. But anyway, there is a Mangatube content creator by the name of MangaHero. And earlier this week, he released a video where he ranked a very small handful of Mangatuber content creators, and he ranked them in a tier list. And there was honestly some good critiques. There were some out of pocket things.
It was definitely very roasty.
Things.
The video is very roasty. He's like, "Oh, you're not doing this. You suck."
Right. And
Kenny, did you watch it yet, or have you just heard about it?
I watched the video.
Oh shit! Okay.
So I don't know anything.
Even Kenny's involved.
Even
I
Kenny's
watched
involved.
The video. Y'all sent it. I mean,
we did send it. But I don't know. I kept in the beginning. It's just one of those things where, and I think Jerry, when this first came out, we kind of talked about this a little bit too, where, I couldn't tell if it was ironic. I couldn't tell if it was just for content or if it was literally this person is being completely serious about this. These are his thoughts, and or if it was all just a meme.
Right. And it's probably somewhere in the middle, right?
Yeah, which is a really weird,
great content thing.
Yeah,
I feel like you got to do one or the other. You got to be this is a joke, or no, fuck you, your content sucks. You need to do this to make it better, or you won't. Blah blah blah. So I don't know. So at the time of us recording this video of UAP last night, dear friend of the show, Chase the Dark Sage, had he went live on his Twitch, and he watched the video live with his community, along with some of the other Mangatubers that were mentioned in the video. And then the last half of his stream, which I think was about 2 hours worth of him getting in Discord and just discussing with whoever wanted to get involved. So us knowing Chase had some heat to say in retaliation to MangaHero's stuff, which wasn't like I don't know. It wasn't like to purposefully shit on him, because Chase had some like good critiques on MangaHero's critiques, because I mean the biggest thing was that he was just super hypocritical in his analysis. So I don't know. So Jerry, what was your like initial thought of this video? I mean, I know what it was, but share it with the people what you thought.
Oh my god!
When you first saw this video.
Oh my god! Well, I think that it's cool that that the three of us get engaged in this, but you know, here's the deal. I think of the three of us, I was the only one who would maybe call myself like a MangaHero like fan, right? Like David, you weren't really tuned into his content, were you? And I know Kenny, you didn't even really know about him other than the video, yeah. I think, right?
Yep.
Okay. No, I think me and you stumbled upon him around the same time.
Yeah.
I think you might have done it first, and then you showed me him because of just how ridiculous his videos were. And again, it went back to that: is he memeing, or is this just who he is?
Right.
So
yeah. I think that we got into him right as we sort of got into the whole Mangatube space, which has been in about the last year or so. Is weirdly when David and I got kind of hard into it. And MangaHero really did something at the onset of that initial train of hype that was happening around Mangatube, in that he posted a long form like manga shopping video inside of just a single Barnes & Noble. And the idea behind his video when he did it, it's really not a unique idea. If you pretty much go to any other shopping channel that wasn't manga related, you would pretty much find the exact same type of content. Maybe other users or other content creators maybe would do multiple stores in one video. But for the most part, this idea of like filming the shelves and like talking about it, that's like the oldest trick in the book of these like shopping things. But I guess people really liked that he just went to one store, and in the video I laugh too, because
I mean it's
the opposite of innovative. Like the reality of it is that like it was a degraded version of what everyone else was already doing, and that like degradation ended up for some reason being exactly what the audience wanted, which was and I think the reason for that happened to be because what I've learned is that a lot of people in the US don't have like any manga stores around them. So the idea of like going into like being able to sit there and just look at every single shelf in one of these Barnes and Nobles, which here in Dallas we're totally desensitized to. You know,
every corner.
There's literally so many Barnes and Nobles that have massive walls of manga that are just insane. So it doesn't even register with us that would be even of interest. But you know, this guy happens to get this click idea. I'm gonna just go every shelf and then pop it up on YouTube. And the good thing about his early content is there's pretty much zero editing. He just would film it on his what looked like flip phone. And sorry, that was rude.
Damn, what looked like flip phone?
Okay. We're giving the facts. We're not.
His initial videos had zero editing, and they were on a very, very bad camera. Which was really odd because most people are carrying iPhone 13s in their pockets with 4K Ultra HD resolution filming right there. But this man was filming on like a Nokia Note or something, you know, like, I don't know.
But that's also in like that defense, because I've seen some videos that are like, you know, zero editing. It was filmed as if it looked like it was like from 20 years ago, but it's like the aesthetic of that is still appealing.
It still works. And that's I think
that worked for him.
Whether we like it or not, even though it felt like a backward step from, especially when there's people like me, I've been watching shopping type videos, especially in the collectible sphere, for at this point almost 4 or 5 years, where I've been watching these. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of people going out and shopping for collectibles. Maybe not specifically manga until about a year ago, but for other things that were the exact. His content didn't even dawn on me that it had done anything at all. I was like, this is not anything. But then when I first stumbled on him, his views were pretty good. And it's like his videos just kept getting massively suggested into my box. Like, all I was getting, like, every time I open YouTube, I would get one of his hunting videos, like, on my top suggestions. And I was very confused, and they started to build some massive momentum. I think with his biggest one now clocking in, like, well over 500,000 views, which is, like, absurdity to me, because it's definitely a low-effort video. No way around that. But, again, what I have to realize is that he clocked into something at just the right time with just the right type of content that none of us really understood. It's not that none of us weren't creative enough to come up with a video where we just went through every shelf at Barnes & Noble. I think that a lot of us felt like that was far too degraded. Like, I think for many content creators, that almost feels too regressive, as if we were doing something that was already being done. But instead, he just did what was the lowest effort. And turns out that's actually what a lot of viewers were interested in at the time. So there's MangaHero's legacy. That's how he even becomes relevant at all. Without those perfect time, perfect place, perfect style manga shopping videos that he posted, I think there's 5 or 6 that were pretty massive that he did. And he still was clocking when he was doing his big hauls and big shopping videos, he could still clock 20, 30, 100K views easy for some reason, because there was just this initial wave on his channel, and it's not like he was building a massive subscriber base. So that means most people who were finding his content weren't subscribing or weren't subscribed. So there's another, like, big question to, like, does anyone give a shit kind of thing? And then it became massively obvious because he hit a wall. He sort of massively tried to pivot. And I'll never forget, he posts a video game video that gets, like, less than 1,000 views. And at this point, he was already up at, like, 8,000, 9,000 subs. And he kind of, like, threw a hissy fit in, like, the next video as he's, like, going to Manga Shop about how no one watches video game haul, which I thought was hilarious. And then he took, like, a break. So there's the initial context. This guy gets some big shopping videos. He builds a moderate subscriber base and a pretty large amount of reach on some of his shopping videos, which, again, they're not mastermind videos. These are I would encourage anyone listening to this, if you've never seen a MangaHero shopping video, go watch it. Because you know what he's going to do, David? He's going to walk right in that Barnes & Noble. He's going to put his keys in his wallet on a random shelf. For some reason, his keys and wallet could not go in his pockets when he would do these. And I have to give it to him. There were so many just derpy-ass things about the way this man acted in public that... It was honestly, like, hilarious. There was, like, a genuine... It
like the smallest things that he did that made no sense, but he just went along with it. It was like, why did he do that?
It always made me question.
Why is his wallet on the shelf?
It always made me question from the start if it was a character. I always questioned that. I remember from the initial onset when I watched his very first one, I remember questioning, because the thing about YouTube is that the reality of YouTube, and there are lots of channels that are intentionally characters. They're not the person behind the camera. Obviously, one of the most massively popular ones that I think people used to question was Filthy Frank, because he had all these videos, and it was almost, he had this voice, this whole thing, but on the channel, he always maintained the character. You never saw Filthy Frank post a video that wasn't Filthy Frank. You didn't see him post a George Miller video. And that was part of it, and people questioned, was that really him, or was this a character? So I think that MangaHero was doing that to a much lesser degree, maybe. I still can't to this day verify if MangaHero is a character that he has created, or if he is a real person and there's, like, a lot of truth to the things he does. But especially in the initial version, there were just enough weirdness, like, things about him that were just, like, odd, that you assume he was a real person, really, because he wasn't totally offbeat. You know what I mean? Like, he still acted a lot like other Mangatubers. He still had a lot of that same beat. So it wasn't until he takes the break, it's when he comes back that he enters his villain arc. And so, context for our listeners here, he comes back from his hiatus, which was like a couple months, I think 3 or 4 months almost. Comes back from his hiatus, and he's like, I'm a reformed man. I've changed. Things have changed in my life. And this is immediately, and I tuned back in. I was already subbed. Pops up in my box again. I'm like, oh, MangaHero's back. Let me check this out. And suddenly it was like he could not talk himself out of a box. he all of a sudden was doing a lot of face camera videos, which he didn't do before. And every time he put himself on camera, he would always contradict himself. It was like he couldn't get through 2 or 3 sentences without saying some shit that he immediately didn't, keep the kids away from Gaunt's, but everyone should go read Goblin Slayer. Like weird shit. Like in the same breath, that motherfucker would say that stuff. So then I started to question it more. I was like,
was this that Chainsaw Man video where he was like,
I don't remember.
Was that the Christian?
That eventually becomes part of this. And here's the deal. Okay. When he comes back, he never really recovers the big numbers that he had before, other than a pretty brief. I think he did some. Oh, y'all.
You have fly?
Oh, no, it was a spider. Sorry, we're leaving that in. So he never really recovers the massive numbers that he was getting before. Other than his occasional, he would still do some shopping videos, and they would still pull numbers because he had the 10K subs. A lot of them subbed for the shopping videos. When he would post those again, they would still do well. But he constantly, in this new version, in the villain arc version of MangaHero, he was constantly upset about it. He was like, consumerism's bad. Why am I doing hauls? Then he would just post a haul and a shopping video anyway. So, again, there was this inherent hypocrisy to it. So, eventually, after a couple of his sort of villain arc, and these episodes, again, 1,000, 2,000 views, 3,000 views, much lower view counts all of a sudden.
Was that January, February of this year?
Yeah, that was early 2022, I think. Maybe even late 2021 is maybe when he started coming back. Beside the point, comes back for his villain arc, and all of a sudden he's taking pot shots at all sorts of stuff. Because he also, layering this in a little bit, again, I am still not 100% convinced that he's a real person, that the thing that he's doing is a real person. And again, he was mostly kind of sticking to his own zone. Really, up until this point, he kind of was a loner in the Mangatube space. He didn't interact with a ton of people outside of it, and genuinely, I don't think there was even a lot of conversation with or about him outside of it. We all knew he was kind of big. We all knew he was pulling some pretty good numbers, but I think none of us really were like, yeah, this is the guy,
Right.
All of a sudden, he thinks he's the guy. And he starts throwing pot shots at everyone, to be honest. The underhanded shit he would say in hauls and shopping videos, that whether they were directly or indirectly, they started to kind of take shots at other Mangatubers, which again, he's in his villain arc now, it feels like. It's like he was intentionally starting to try to drudge up some drama. And in doing that, he started to make what he would probably refer to as, better content, which I think that's arguable, because he started as a channel that was making hunts and hauls, which is generally, if someone subscribes to your content, they want the same stuff. They subscribe because they essentially want a new episode of whatever you're doing. All of a sudden, he pretty much shifts content direction completely, and if you look at his view numbers, there's a reason why they've dropped off. It's because he's not doing the same stuff he was doing before. But in his mind, he's evolving, which is fine, and I think that's fine. Channels can evolve and change, and if done right, they can make massive shifts and continue to grow upward if done right, and he might be able to pull it off if he does this right. So he pivots.
Just to interrupt, the whole idea, what do you think about this? Because the whole idea, the whole concept of better content is just so subjective. What does that even mean? Just because a video gets more views, that makes it better content? What's the scale there?
In his mind, and this is just based off of, I don't even think that, again, this could be the character MangaHero, the YouTuber MangaHero, whatever he is. He has stated on his videos that his idea of better content is that it would not be the same thing everyone else posts, which generally in the Mangatuber space, there's essentially 3 types of videos that people post, which are, and these are not even just a Mangatuber thing. These have carried over from BookTube, from other shopping and collectible tubes. These are really common types of videos that you make across the board. And that's generally, you make a haul video, you make shopping videos, and then you make, for Mangatube specifically, reading logs, which BookTube also has. And those 3 things are sort of the cornerstone of why you would get associated with one of these Mangatubers. And it all boils down to one thing, right? If you like their personality, you like the stuff that they like, you sub up to them, and you want to hear them talk about the stuff they're buying, where they're buying it at, and if they're liking what they're reading. That's essentially the idea behind it. And there's lots of great Mangatubers out there that are doing exactly that. MangaHero believes that that's not the case. At least the character, whatever, on the videos he says Not the case. It needs to evolve. So for some reason, his idea of evolution is him just talking about topics in front of a camera, which is not really an evolution. Again, it's a degradation of content that already exists. He literally is taking like a podcast format, and then he's picking like themes, and then he's just like talking about them for 5 or 10 minutes by himself, which is, again, he's just like taking like something that already exists and like pulling it back to the lowest effort possible, which not sure what he was thinking, but for some reason he has built a little bit of steam now into this new villain arc version of him. All of the videos are getting consistent views now, and he's getting a little bit of steam, and his opinions, I'm going to use quotes because I don't know if it's the guy or if it's the character.
Right.
If it's a character, who knows? His opinions have started to frustrate people, and that's because, it's anime manga. It's, if anyone has interacted in the anime manga community that speaks English, Kenny, me, if you have interacted in any meaningful way in this community in the last 25 years, if you state an opinion, someone's gonna say some shit about it. You can walk out. Yeah. You can't walk out and say I enjoy X, Y, and Z without someone else in this fucking community being like, well, fuck you for it. And that's he's harnessing that a little bit. So by making these sort of talking head content themed videos, which again his idea of evolution, he did like top 5. He did like one that was like him talking about like romance manga he likes, and then he did obviously the also controversial manga Christians shouldn't read manga video or whatever the hell he said. Again, they were just themed topics, and it was just him talking to the damn camera. It's literally what we're doing right now, but just him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there was no direction to it. But again, he had this belief, or at least he states that he has this belief that he's evolving Mangatube, and he's pushing the barriers because he's just doing something so different and creative, which I think is a really strange belief because I don't know why he thinks that.
What he's doing is just derived from things that like streamers do. Like it's just like react content or tier list content. Like it's nothing that's new. It's stuff that's that's been existing for years.
Now that you guys have the context. Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Basically, from this, I'm talking directly to MangaHero right now, okay? I will box you right now. YouTuber boxing is so big.
Can we get the pay-per-view? Can we do
subscribers? I'll pay $1 to view. Anybody that wants to come see it, as in it's $1 to get in. Okay. I will box MangaHero. I can't let David do it. Obviously, you beat the shit out of him.
I
would have to do it. I'll do it, Jerry. That's okay.
Yeah.
Chase can be the announcer too.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good.
That's good. Yeah.
So now that we're caught up on this whole saga, the reason why this is elevated, or even as a conversation point, right, is because of the fact that he does have an audience. He is not just some nobody. You know, he's literally not just some nobody.
He has a pretty faithful fan base.
He has a pretty substantial
comment section.
What you have to realize is that he has, on YouTube at least, well over 10,000 subscribers. And now on these videos is pulling a consistent 3, 4, 5, 10, 20K video views. Even on these other content that he's making, the stuff that's not the shopping and haul videos, which he now hates and critiques pretty openly. And as such, he sort of started to build and that's not a minuscule audience. Yes, in the grand scheme of YouTube, it is a small audience. I get
in the manga sphere, though, that's big.
But thank you, David. In the niche that he's in, manga collecting specifically, there really is not a ton of massive content creators that are doing it. And if they are, they have a twist that maybe help them. Like when you think about the Masked Man, he's a Mangatuber. But he's in a different zone. He doesn't really make content about collecting manga. He makes content about manga, the stuff inside of it. And because of that, he was kind of able to branch out because he kind of got anime viewers to come and check out some of the stuff by doing mainstream stuff. You know, there's a whole different zone happening there. In this zone, having well over 10,000 people to shout your opinions at is more than enough for people to talk about it because, again, he has an audience. He's not just some nobody, which we shouldn't write it off. Like when you have a platform, it should be used in ways, and people should be able to criticize how that platform is used. We talk about this all the time in social media, right? When someone like Kylie Jenner says some shit, I don't know, that was a wild example, but She has a
what the fuck did Kylie Jenner?
I'm sorry. I'm just saying she has a massive audience, right? And if she doesn't condone or like, openly say something about a large thing happening in the world.
Like, let's say maybe she's still into Travis Scott.
People would
even
criticize.
though he's a murderer, so.
Jesus Christ. People would criticize that.
and
we have every right to because a lot of times when you have an audience, you have to understand the you know what? Uncle Ben might have said it best, right?
Uncle Ben?
Uncle Ben, right? He might have said it right. He said with great power comes great responsibility.
I think Aunt May said that.
With great power comes great responsibility. And that literally should ring true because he trying to dial it back here. He knows that he has a platform. He wouldn't post this stuff if he didn't know it. He knows that he has influence over individuals that are in this community. He wouldn't post this stuff if he didn't know that.
But what if he didn't know that and he was just posting it because he thinks it's his content peak?
There's only one man.
Evolution.
I wouldn't believe that. I could believe that to a degree, David, if he didn't brag about the 500,000 views he has on his Barnes & Noble hauls and how Barnes & Noble... I wish I could plaster the screenshot about how Barnes & Noble is only thriving because... And again, is he playing the character in the comments too? I don't know. Because his Instagram gets really borderline, like, racist, misogynistic, which is also kind of terrifying.
Not borderline. Like,
yeah,
it over the line, like, in that realm.
Yeah, so if people follow him over there, that shit's crazy. And if that's the character, I don't know. This is where he doesn't... And he doesn't he doesn't owe us anything. I feel like he doesn't owe us. He can just keep playing the character for as long as he wants. There's it's an entertainment channel. Like, at the end of the day, this is an entertainment channel. He's creating and producing an entertainment channel across all these platforms. This could easily just be a thing that he's building, and it's a character. It's not indicative of who he is.
The line, though, where it goes from entertainment to then, like, giving people, impressions or ideas of like those types of things are right or okay. Specifically actually, with like the misogyny and racism.
It's come
like that.
One example that I think about, David, is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. A lot of people believed, especially in the initial seasons, and even to this day probably, that the writers and the people associated with that show are, for some reason, on the side of the characters that they portray, or even anything along those lines. And people have questioned that. And they were a full-blown TV show where it's like, obviously this is a character.
Right. It's like clearly characters.
But the line starts to get walked, right? They eventually decided to remove the blackface episodes from Sunny. And obviously the blackface episodes are a parody of the fact that these guys are so fucked up that they would like that.
They would do things like that.
Right. Rob and them, they knew what they were doing when they did that. They weren't doing it.
Yeah.
They did it because they thought that it was a great satirization of that. But even that is too far. And that's the same line that MangaHero could be walking here, where it's kind of this line where it's like, is the satirization of Mangatube or whatever the hell he's doing. Again, part of me doesn't even think that he's like, oh, this is so rude. Part of me is like, maybe he has no idea. Maybe it's not a character at all, and it's totally real. And he genuinely has no concept. It's all like totally lost on him. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's totally a character, and this is all crazy, and he's got a really great way of figuring this out. And then it's easy for him to separate that.
Which I mean would be genius,
right? And then here's kind of where I think the truth is in this situation. I think he's probably somewhere in the middle. I think the guy behind MangaHero is not 100% the guy that we see on camera, if that makes sense, right? I think that some of his personality and stuff gets in there, but I also think that part of it he dials up on purpose for the camera. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, part of it is that, and he has a very specific type of audience. I'll come out and say it. I mean, midlife white dudes. That's his audience. Midlife white dudes.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
No, dudes in their 20s and 30s that like anime and manga. That's literally his audience.
I was gonna say something rude, but I won't.
I'd say they're generally white.
Okay.
Well, were you gonna say unemployed and live with their parents?
I was gonna say
because
basement dweller.
I was gonna say incel.
Damn, David. I don't know if that's
that one's banned on Twitch.
I didn't want to say.
I can't say that one on
Twitch. There is a section of the internet that are those people.
I will say that I will say he's very open about the character, whatever it is very open about being unemployed. It's very open about living with their parents at 25, but also specifically draws on some of the stereotypes associated with the bad stereotypes associated with this whole.
Which I get that from what I see on the Instagram.
No, I agree.
Because the Instagram is where, if I feel like if any average person were to see the conversations, the responses, the questions that he puts up on his Instagram stories, and saw the responses, and saw his responses to the responses, you would most likely think, okay, this person hates women.
Right.
And so,
or at least, what the fuck? Yeah. Honestly, I have a ton of them screenshotted.
He at least hates women.
Some of them are fucking,
I do too.
Some of them are fucking wild.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
to cap all this off, before we can still dive a little bit more into this, but
I'm going to say, what else happened? We didn't even hear about.
We haven't even gotten. Holy shit! Okay, so there's the context.
This is the first time.
Now I've caught everyone up to what this is. Here's where we are. That's MangaHero. So then all of a sudden, 6 days ago now, he drops a video that, again, prior to this, he has not really collabed much with other people. He did do a video a couple days before this where he reviewed some other Mangatubers' collections, which was also pretty silly. And he also publicly beefed with two Mangatubers on Instagram. So he beefed with Captain Ryan, which was really odd. I guess they eventually made up. And then he beefed with Base Senpai. Mainly Base Senpai said he would beat his ass. And MangaHero went on a whole personal rant about that. I'm not sure
wait a second. Hey, wait, MangaHero Base, reach out, okay? I'm trying to get an event going.
Yeah, I want to get the boxing matches going.
Hey, if it's going, we'll do it, right?
Here's the deal. So he beefed with him, and then all of a sudden, about 6 days ago, he drops a video that just is very confusing, I think, to anyone that sees it. Mangatuber tier list, which I don't know what. Again, he probably thought he was doing something super innovative, but it's really just a tier list video, which is, I think it was done ad nauseum on YouTube. Literally, there's so many fucking tier list videos that
it's like a joke.
It makes me want to puke, dog.
People do them ironically now.
This is again scraping the bottom of the barrel type content. Yeah. And so initially I see it and I'm like, oh, maybe he collabed with the guys, whatever. People start telling me, Jerry, he's saying some shit about Chase, which obviously Chase is a friend of the show. And a personal friend, not just a friend of the show. Chase is my actual
friend of the show. Friend of the show.
Sorry, we've seen him IRL.
Yeah, Chase and I are actually friends.
Right.
So I was like, what the fuck? So I saw some people posting it, and I was like, well, I'll go ahead and watch it. I've watched a lot of his content. So I watched the 20-minute video, and I'm just like, what the hell was that? And essentially, to really summarize the video for those listening, you should go watch it, I guess. But he just kind of handpicked a bunch of very high subscriber Mangatubers. He kind of picked 10 or so of the biggest ones that he noticed, and then just kind of threw them on a tier list for no reason. I don't know. What do you? I don't know. His reasoning the looks of it was just really messy.
Yeah, from the looks of it, it didn't seem because it was interesting because a few videos prior, I'm assuming he reached out to specific Mangatubers for pictures of their collection so he can discuss it, whatever. And then a few videos later, he does a video about those and many other Mangatubers, and it didn't look like he met up with them or communicated with them beforehand. It was just I'm gonna pick these people and then just talk about it. And I think he felt he repeated multiple times that this is my opinion, whatever, sure, it's your opinion, blah blah blah. But I think there's also you don't have to I guess punch down people, I guess. But that's the whole point of a tier list, is that you do say this is my worst, this is my best, and here's everyone in the middle.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just weird when you tier list people in the same space as you. So.
Yeah, and I think that where he could have made it funny is if his tier list was all about the content they made, and it was really hammering in the jokes because he's really a fan of all of them. That would have been, you know what I mean? Like, if you make a tier list about anime characters, generally it's because you've watched all the anime and you like those characters. If he had kind of done the same thing, replicated that, and kind of acknowledged, I don't know, think of some sort of comedy that goes with it. But instead, like, every time he would talk about one, he would go on these, like, mini rants about, he would literally, like, critique their content, like, from a content creator perspective.
He was like
not
actively
from
roasting them.
Yeah,
no,
not from
it
was not from a viewer. As much as he kept trying to repeat, it's a viewer's perspective, like, I promise. And then he would be like, "Oh, but I've actually never watched Chase's content." You know what? I was like, you're not a fucking viewer then, dog.
Yeah.
You're a dude who you just want to.
He should have just gone all in on like the roasting and be like, man, Chase the Dark Sage.
And that
like,
would have been hilarious.
His intro's too good.
Yes.
Like
that would have been
like,
funny. And
like,
lots of other content creators
sloth,
have
he
done
talks too
that.
fast. He's not a real sloth.
Yes, like, that would have been funny. And I think that at the core.
Yeah. Especially if he had labeled off the S tier to only people that sit their wallet and keys down on
and it was
shelves. It's like if nobody else does it, nobody's in the S tier.
There was so much room. There was so much room for funny shit there. That would have been easy poking fun, and I think everyone would have taken it in good spirits. I think every other MangaTuber would have been like, "This is hilarious, great job, MangaHero." The problem is when you try to make jokes and they're not funny. Then you're fucking yourself, dog. So the whole video just wasn't funny.
You gotta punch up. You can't punch down.
It was not funny. And he genuinely started going on these little rants about, like, Chase has bad thumbnails. Manga sloth inspires consumerism. What else did he say? Specifically, Suki notes. Fuck him for this shit.
That whole thing. Yeah.
The one he absolutely, like, just had no right to put her name in his mouth at all. Is Suki notes, because in the video he admits to not really being into her content anymore, then refers to her content as like outdated, and if you can't show your face, you're not gonna have a personality, and like all these wild,
which is
like
cap,
low blows because they don't know each other, that and they're in the same creator space and around the same size content wise, and then just tosses her into like D- tier or something. And continues to kind of hammer in the insults towards her. Again, if he had been fucking funny and said anything of worth or value that was funny, I bet Suki would have taken it great, If there had just been a joke, MangaHero, there was no joke. That was the problem. There just wasn't a joke. He was just talking shit and disguised it as a tier list. That's what this felt like. Right. It was talking shit disguised as a tier list. And I think that was confusing to me because, again, it could have been really funny.
That's the name of this video. Talking shit not described as a tier list.
Not described as a tier list,
Wait, and then put the little tier list
Put the tier list thing, I'm going to put MangaHero. The thumbnail's going to have MangaHero's icon in D- tier, dude. No.
Yeah, when Chase was talking about it last night, he was so heated about the thumbnail bit because he's like, I spent a lot of time on my thumbnails. Like, I put thought into them. There's like, he was going through all of them. Like, these thumbnails are good. What are you talking about? And he looked at MangaHero's thumbnails, and it's just like, well, if we were to compare,
again,
one's good, one's not that good.
There could have been a joke there. Like,
there
could, if MangaHero baked in, I will say, I don't know if MangaHero did this as a joke, but for those of us that are in Chase's community, when he explicitly said Chase kind of reminds him of For Neverworld, yo.
Oh my god.
Okay. Because the only reason
died when I heard
the only reason that's hilarious is because in Chase's community, people have kind of thrown some blows at Fornever just because Fornever has some really, really, specifically he breathes ass and eats air. Is what we know about For Neverworld. He has some really shitty rap music.
What?
Okay, it's not super.
It's so good.
No, For Neverworld's rap career is never gonna start.
It's not. I don't know.
For Neverworld gives me all my One Piece updates. I can't see him any other way.
I know. So it's so funny to me that he compared him to him because there's like an inside joke in Chase's community about For Neverworld, specifically about the line "I breathe ass, eat air." It's like we repost that clip as a response meme. So I don't know. MangaHero definitely had no idea.
The line for Neverworld?
Yes, he says it's the opening line to one of his songs. He goes, I breathe ass and eat air. Yeah, I breathe ass and eat air. And then I don't know what he says after that. But
you can't spit on fire if you're breathing fucking ass.
Hey,
what is he saying?
Bars.
He's selling himself from the beginning.
One line bars.
Yeah, no, breathe ass, eat air. I keep getting
breathe ass, eat air.
He's breathing the ass in, but he's eating the air.
I don't know. Yeah. That shit's wild. Beside the point, that joke was fucking funny. And,
you could just say eat ass. What was he thinking?
Chase's reaction to it, if you guys watch the playback, this man walked off screen. Fucking genius. Okay, that was the funniest joke in the whole video. Just so MangaHero knows. That shit was funny. And he did. The worst part is MangaHero, there's no way he knows about that joke because he admits in the video that he just started watching Chase the night before. He's never been a part of Chase's community. So even though he made the joke, MangaHero definitely didn't know that was funny. You know what I mean?
It was just coincidental.
Yeah, there's no way he knew that was actually a funny joke. Which leads me back to the point that the whole tier list video was not funny. And that's when it brings it. So
just to really just harp back onto the fact that fuck MangaHero.
Yeah, so again, so we're at this point where it's like, okay, great. He starts this whatever. Clearly there's another acknowledgement here. He knows he has an audience. He posted it to get clicks. There's no other way around it. The reason why Dark Sage is even on the fucking thumbnail and on the video at all, even though MangaHero openly admits I did watch the guy's content till last night, and then also he hypocrites again, and then at the end of the video mentions another Mangatuber that he had just found last night, and then he's like, I didn't rank him because I just hadn't watched enough content, which is funny because he did rank Chase. So again, the hypocrisy, but again, maybe that was a joke. That may have been a joke, but again, I'm not sure.
I think
the line between comedy and reality is really blurry with this guy.
Sure,
but yes, then he puts it out there. Whatever he wants to click. The point I was trying to make, he knew what he was doing. He is intentionally building, and I think that. Okay, I have to admit. I think it might be kind of smart, a little bit, because he's
for the character.
He is intentionally
in terms of he's getting clicks.
He's intentionally playing. Yes, he's playing to something.
Like when we post this video,
right?
It's gonna.
Everyone was talking about it, and he knew what he was doing. I think in that regard as well. I've seen lots of other YouTubers in other spaces kind of churn their content towards drama or something like that with the intention of building some of this. So I think that he's probably doing that pretty intentionally. Yeah.
We're trying to get on that train straight up. I'm telling you, MangaHero, I will box you, okay? I'll get in the ring tomorrow.
Right. So, God damn it, Kenny.
Jerry, do you think there will be more? Do you think he's going to release more videos like this?
Please, yeah, of course he is.
Well, okay, let's talk about the video he put out last night. So
let's talk about it.
Let's get to the stream first because the video and the stream essentially were simultaneous. But after the video goes out, a lot of the Mangatubers mentioned it, actually comment on the video. They say they took it fine, yada yada yada. But I think it was just still getting stirred around. So Chase decides to host a live stream. It's actually just last night, as of the recording of this podcast. He hosts a live stream. The Dark Sage does over on his Twitch channel. And he actually has 4 of the other Mangatubers that were ranked in the video come on and talk a little bit about it after reacting to the video. And, it kind of clarifies some things, right? Obviously, Prom and Weebra and even Sloth were really open about, like, we just don't care. It's like, funny, haha, cool, move on. And I think Chase is the same way. He kind of
were they all ranked high in the tier list? Is that why?
The
people... Everyone, do they feel better at the higher?
For some reason, MangaHero put like everyone in the B tier, and then like only like Boogie and Captain Ryan and Omnibus like made it out of the B. No, Omnibus might have even been.
Omnibus was B too.
B tier. So he only, and also the B plus tier. No one was allowed in there.
There's B minus.
Cap.
B
MangaHero put himself in the B plus tier. I forgot about that.
Right.
He ranked himself in the B plus tier after the fact. So, which is even funnier. That's actually a good joke.
That's pretty funny
because he put everyone else in B or B minus, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm actually B plus." So I was like, this dude loves Bs.
What the hell?
But Okay, it's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Wait, why was it just like A, B?
I don't ask.
Well, that's another
there
thing.
Were pluses and minuses.
There was SA, and then there was B plus, B minus, and then there was CDF. Yeah.
No, I think there was, and I think there was like a D and a D minus too, because I think he put Suki like intentionally in like D minus or something. I'm trying to remember though, but whatever. Beside the point, it seems like no one was that upset.
Video came out last night though.
No one was that upset about it on the live stream. The only thing that is mainly is that Suki notes, right? MangaHero had pretty much zero connection to her. And of all the people that take crack shots out, like, fine, take crack shot at Bay Senpai and Captain Ryan. Who cares? Whatever. Right. There was just no reason to take a shot at her in the video. Yeah. And I think that has been the part that even all the guys who were on last night and talking about it, that's the part where they're like, why? Like, why Suki? Like, of all the people. And I think we all feel that way because it was just uncalled for, especially if this video exists out of context. And that's the one other thing that we have to add here. If a user stumbles upon MangaHero's tier list out of context, right, and they get to that video and they don't understand everything else going on with it. Has he posted another video, by the way, David? You should check for me. Or is he only
looking at it right now.
Only see if he's posted the one from last night or not, or yesterday. Because if he posted another one today, that's hilarious. But out of context, this is a really strangely toxic and harmful video. And I think that's something that a lot of us want to mainly just bring attention to, is that, like, why bring that into the manga tubing space when we've kind of kept it away for the most part? Even though it's pretty prevalent in other anime-manga spaces, a lot of toxicity is not brewing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I remember sitting in fucking Kirby's World when I was 8 years old, not 8, but 12 years old, and motherfuckers tried to convince me that there was a special season of Fairy Tail, and what I mean, like that. I think Ichigo showed up in or something. That, like, this shitty the anime-manga community has been like this for a long time. The Mangatube space was kind of clear of it for a while. His video is definitely bringing in some of that negative energy. Which I think it was bound to happen. So I guess why not now? I don't know. Maybe it was bound to happen and leakage over. But I think a lot of people just aren't happy with it because when you have a platform that size, why use it for that? I guess that's always the question. Like, why use it for that? It's because it's entertaining. I guess maybe drama is a little bit entertaining, right? I mean,
we see the same thing. This happens all the time at Twitch. Like, smaller streamers will do whatever it takes to get big, and like one of the major things to get big is by like raging or by being toxic or by just being an awful person. Yeah, like we saw with Tyler One. I Show Speed, I think, is one of the.
Oh my god, yeah, I've seen him a lot. Names.
Yeah. I mean, they blew up from being rageful in the beginning. So it's like some content creators see that as an avenue to views, to subscribers. Right. So, which I don't know if this is specifically with MangaHero and he saw that, or I don't know what his plan or thinking is.
It is a tier list. I mean, that's so. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with Jerry, though. I do think.
Are you saying it's really low effort, Kenny? Maybe he's scraping the bottom of the barrel?
That's what I'm saying.
Because his entire channel is that.
Yeah, well, yeah. But no, what Jerry said earlier, like, sums it up, like, pretty well, I think. And I agree that it was a diss video disguised as a tier list.
It was. Oh, hell
One of the easiest ways to get opinions out. And, I mean, he was also, like, repeatedly saying, like, this is just my opinion, like, as a viewer. Like, I'm a viewer just like you. Like, I think in his mind, he's like justifying him saying shitty things about people. Right. So yeah. So also, Jerry, it's just the Spy X Family Hall.
Oh, great. Okay, so here we are, right? Again, and we just have dedicated almost an hour of conversation just to this, which is also kind of fun, though. I think there's some comedy brewing from that.
But also, we're going to produce a diss track to MangaHero.
Yeah, actually, UAP is releasing it. No. Wait. Okay, actually, here's how we'll start it. Maybe with the text that I sent him. I wanted MangaHero on this fucking podcast, and he turned me down. He turned me down. He won't do it. Boys, he won't do it. Okay, but the video today. So after the random pot shots at Suki that no one really acknowledged or really said much about, I texted Suki myself, but I think a lot of people messaged her and said, "Hey, what's up? Blah, blah, why the hell did you do that? Whatever." And Suki's doesn't seem too bothered from it, from what I can tell. She's kind of like, why, like just confused.
Yeah,
and
I think HBO kept saying that she was just confused.
Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck? Go away, MangaHero, twerp.
Yeah.
But today he dropped, or not today, sorry, yesterday, as of this recording, he dropped a video, and it was like a parody of the Just Hands manga haul. And again, I use the word parody lightly because parody implies that there's something funny about it. The video isn't really funny. It's not even really it's just like,
it's just more shots being fired.
Yeah, it's just like a copy of like the Hands Only manga haul. He plays like some lo-fi music over it, and he like, instead of talking, does like text on the screen to like say the stuff that he's thinking. Again, there's maybe a context where that could have been funny. I think that there is maybe a context where it could have worked. Right now, in this context, it's not. And also, there's not a joke. You know what I mean? There's got to be a joke. Like, imagine if he was doing that and he like pulls out just some like full-blown hentai or something. He's like, the story on this one really didn't captivate me. There's got to be a joke at the core of this. But there was just not a joke again. And I think that's the issue that I'm starting to run into, is like, cool, let's be funny, MangaHero, but let's figure out how to be like funny. So, and because it's not funny enough, again, I think people are starting to wonder, is this really him or is this a character? Because it's like, if it was funnier, then sure, it might be a character. But with it not being funny, it's like, maybe it's just him. Maybe he's just like this. I don't know. Maybe he's just like this. Beside the point. The biggest.
I'm just sorry. I'm just reading comments to this most recent video. I saw PK Splash's comment.
Yeah, better than most of his other content or something like that. Yo, shout out to PK. That shit's wild. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, he's a man with a platform. He's a person with a platform. And people should openly discuss how individuals use their platforms. I think that that's an important part. If UAP was doing something with the platform we have to do something that was racist, misogynistic, problematic, whatever it might be, whether it's comedy or not, we would expect critique. I mean, that's just an important part of the content creation process. You don't do this without critique. That's just how it is. And since he does have a fairly large platform, he does have a fairly large audience, ta-da, he's invited critique. And that's what's going to happen. And that's the main thing that we're doing here, is just providing that critique, that context, and maybe adding something to that conversation, which is that at the end of the day, I think it was a joke. Now pulling back all of the context, I think personally from Jerry, I think that his video is a joke. I think that his character is a joke. I think there is I think that's what he's doing. I think it's all a joke. And I don't think that we need to be super. Obviously, people shouldn't be. I saw this being repeated a lot in Chase's chat last night. Why are people getting so offended? It's just some guy's words. He's just a guy. Why?
It was the same two people. It was the same two people that kept saying that. I was watching the whole time.
I'm like, what do you mean? Nobody's like
one of them was. I bet one of them was.
Honestly, no cap.
On a burner.
It might have been. It might have been. Yo, someone go IP Chase.
I'm telling you, definitely caught his ass. Okay.
All I'm saying is, what blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's a joke. I think it's a joke. We really should not give a shit about it. But because he did it, it's going to invite critique. We want to have conversations about it. And what's wrong with it? And what are the issues with it? And from Jerry as a person, I think that it's just not funny. I just think that at the end of the day, it just wasn't a funny joke. And he should just be like, cool, I made a not funny joke. I'm sorry. And acknowledge he fucked up. And then figure out how to navigate whatever he wants to do with his content after that. I don't really care. I find him quite prickly to watch. And I don't think he's a particularly entertaining on-camera personality. I just don't. And that's why I kind of moved away from his content and I unsubbed. I don't find him particularly entertaining. Even before all the drama, I was already unsubbed because I just didn't really like him that much. And that's fine. We all stop watching shows. Yeah. That's however. I would only imagine if someone was subbed to us and they just stopped watching the podcast, I would hope that you would eventually either choose to unsub or start watching again. That's kind of your two options. And I would hope the same for any content creator, because that sort of feedback and that sort of active role that content and person ingesting said content play is an important symbiotic relationship. So I think that everyone should willingly and openly express the critique of the video. and should be able to do so. And I think that Chase's stream was a really fun discourse because Chase's stream significantly funnier than MangaHero's video. Chase's stream, everyone, all the Mangatubers changing their names to B- Mangatubers. All of these small little interrelational things. Sloth accepting his role as the consumerist beast that he is. There are just all these tiny jokes that we did pull. We have made his content funny. I think that the other content creators are so good at what they do.
The potential was great.
They're all so good at what they do. They have made what he did, which was not funny, into something funny. And that's awesome. I think that's awesome. Shout out to all of the people that were on that tier list. You guys are all fantastic. Truly. I watch all your content. Obviously, 3 of the people on the tier list have been on this show. You know, we've had Chase, we've had HBL, we've had Boogie. All 3 of them have been on this show. And it's just fantastic. And by the way, what the fuck was he on about with Boogie? He was like bad LA vibes, bro. Do you guys remember that?
What does that even mean?
Bad LA vibes,
I don't know what that means.
Bro. Gotta rise to defend Boogie on that one, because that's so dumb.
Bad LA vibes.
Bad LA vibes. But then he still put Boogie in A tier, by the way.
Yeah,
so, he did put some respect on Boogie's name for his editing and content.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have been S tier if he didn't have those bad LA vibes. I mean,
my biggest thing was, like, if you're gonna talk shit about people, you gotta, like, do your research.
Yeah, at least watch the content.
No research. He watched like maybe a video and a half of Chase's, and then walked in and had like his whole channel, his whole persona, like understood and figured out.
Yeah,
like
I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
But
it was all funny. Those, you know, obviously just great stuff. And I'm so happy that the content creators have now done what they've done with it. I think it's funny. I think the MangaHero could even do some funny stuff with it now, pivoting. I think that there is some room for some really entertaining content, and I love to see it. I mean, I do love to see entertaining content, especially when everyone's in on the joke, MangaHero. Because that's the other thing. If you had showed this video to all those creators beforehand, maybe they would have been cool with it, right? Get everyone in on the joke, and then it's way funnier, dog. So, I don't know.
But it's kind of funny. Well, let me just repeat what these 2 boys have said. This is not a tier list video. This is a podcast episode about how much we don't like MangaHero. We diss MangaHero. This is a diss track for MangaHero.
Okay, let's wrap. Let me tell y'all about. Let's talk about diss track. On the topic of diss track, March 16th. March 16th. Okay. Before he dropped the tier list video, by the way, I think it was after the Christians video, but before the tier list.
Tier
video.
List.
I thought it would be fun to have him on this show. I wanted MangaHero. We're pretty much one of the only channels that really interviews specifically Mangatubers. And we wanted it. So I said, fuck it, let's get MangaHero on. So I sent him this message. Okay.
Put him on blast.
I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to read this with like I'm gonna try not to read it in the way that I imagine it, because I'm gonna add some intonation to it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to read it as like blankly as possible so people can interpret how it
like
was
an email. Like you like an email.
Right. So MangaHero, or I texted him, I said, "Hey MangaHero, my name is Jerry, and I am one of the main hosts of the Uncensored Anime Podcast. I've been following your content for a while, and have had a few other Mangatubers on the podcast before, so I wanted to reach out and see if you might be interested in jumping on a podcast for an interview / convo with us, ? We have previously had...
He's reading the transcript.
Keep going.
We have previously had The Dark Sage, HBL Manga, and Boogie Snacks. What? What?
I'm trying to make it into a song.
Boogie Snacks on, and your recent return to YouTube has been a very interesting shift in your content delivery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the worst kind of for that. Let me know if you might be interested, man. -- all the best, ! Okay? He responds, "Hey, bro. Thank you for reaching out. For now, I am going to decline, but that doesn't mean I'm not down to be on in the future." Okay? And I said, okay, that's fine. I said, no problem, man. Wishing you all the best. We would love to have you on at some point. And he just said, thank you, brother. Heart. Okay? That's it. That was the whole transcript. See, it's not even that bad.
It's not bad at all. No.
I think that for me...
Wait. This is our open invitation to MangaHero. You can use our platform of 400 and what?
Yeah, all 400
subscribers. 3 subscribers to defend yourself to what we have said in this video. Bro, you can come on our podcast right here.
I'm putting it back out there for you, MangaHero. Obviously, I've invited you before.
to talk about. I mean, your response to the responses to the video would be an amazing opportunity on this podcast for MangaHero to come on and share feedback, share thoughts,
and then we can do a cipher or something. I don't know,
dude. You want to drop a track, MangaHero?
MangaHero,
if you're listening, can we please drop a track, dog?
All the tier listers?
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody on the tier list?
Besides, oh my god. Okay.
Wait, that would be great. Okay, cut that.
No,
we're not gonna cut it.
It's not getting cut. It's
cut
staying.
Cut. So no, that's our idea. We got to cut that.
No, it's saying it. Go on, Jerry. What were you gonna say?
On that note, MangaHero, yes, you're fully invited. We would love to have you on, my dude. I would love to have this conversation with you in person and sort of, I just would love to talk to you, to be honest. That's why I reached out in the first place. I would just love to have a conversation with you because I find your personality strange, and I am just deeply, deeply interested in people who are strange, and I would love to learn more about that. And so that's, I mean, to be straight up honest, if he does ever watch this, I'm definitely naming this video like whatever Kenny said before.
This is not a tier list.
Yeah,
this is a diss of MangaHero or something.
Head ass.
You have to.
This is gonna be pointed as hell. So.
You have to put his name
fuck it. Yeah, we're going balls to the wall on this. No.
Balls deep, baby.
I would love to have him on. I would love to have you on, MangaHero. I would love to have you talk about it because I really want to understand. And if you need to come on in character or whatever the fuck it is you're doing, that's fine with me too. You can play the character. If it's not a character and that's just who you are, I don't know. I think that's why I'm so damn interested in having this guy talk to me because I just want to learn.
Need to know more.
Right. Even if just he tells me off screen, like I just want to know, okay? I just want to fucking know. But seriously, that's about it with the Mangatuber drama. The big thing that I can say for anyone listening is you should go subscribe to all of the Mangatubers that he mentions in his tier list video. They're all actually fantastic and they all make great content, especially if you're interested in manga collecting and manga collectibles content, because they're all very good and that's the reason why they're large in their space. You know what I mean? They're large for the niche that they're in, and the reason for that is because they all do it well. And they'll do it as much as MangaHero wants to believe, or the video that he says it in, as much as he wants to believe that they're not evolving the space or pushing the space. I think that all of them have pretty unique voices in the space. If you really watch their content, they all actually come from things from very different angles, and that's kind of the fun of watching all of the different channels, is that you get a lot of fun perspectives on the same stuff. You know, you could watch 10 channels, yeah, they might all haul Spy Family, but no fucking way in all hell all of them loved it the same amount, you know? Yeah. I recently was watching a video from Cake Tins, another Mangatuber that I like. I watch a lot of Mangatube, by the way. A lot. If you listeners don't know, I watch a lot of Mangatube. I'm a big supporter and also a creator in the space at this point. I'm not huge like the channels we talked about earlier, but I do have a channel that I post manga collecting content on and have been doing pretty frequently. So I'm also in the space.
Whoa. That was very shameless, okay?
Yeah, what the fuck?
This is our podcast. This is our podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, I'm just...
Okay.
Come on. Let me plug my channel.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Okay, so I was watching
now.
At My Waifu and Me, okay? No, I'm
oh my god.
Sorry. I was watching Cake Tins, and she was hauling Hell's Paradise. And never once have I heard any other Mangatuber talk trash on Hell's Paradise. Not a damn time, right? Every other Mangatuber, they might haul it. They've loved it. Great manga or whatever. Kenny, on this podcast, has gassed it up. Kenny liked Hell's Paradise.
It was good.
First time ever.
Coming out soon.
First time ever, Cake Tins goes off on a little rant in one of her big, hour and a half long hauls because she buys like 1,000 volumes every month or whatever. She's fantastic, by the way, guys. She has incredible hauls.
A lot of manga.
And, yeah, she buys a lot of manga every month. It's incredible. It's genuinely incredible. And she goes off on a little thing, a side tangent about how she didn't really enjoy the first 3 volumes. Some of the characters aren't very appealing. So, I mean, it was a very interesting side tangent from her perspective. And to me, that is the beauty of Mangatube. And it's why I like to put it on and have it playing when I'm working on stuff or whatever. Because if I find lots of creators that have lots of cool perspectives, then I get to learn a little bit more about what's going on and what's going through the mind of the anime community. And that's, I mean, prior to making this podcast and my own manga collecting channel, I was pretty much only a viewer. We were all, we were just viewers, just people who have watched and been a part of this. I used to comment on shit like Reddit for the last 10 years, you know? Yeah, I get into Reddit fights or whatever. Nobody's allowed to know my name in here. But yeah, and I've been deep in the community for a long time, attending conventions, having these discussions for, 20 years almost at this point, where we've been
Damn, wait, what else have you done, Jerry?
Everything. I'm just honestly, I hate to be elitist, but like, I've attended a bunch of conventions and like,
Do you guys want to go to Raw CCs? Just regular CCs?
Oh, Kenny's thinking about dinner.
You should go to regular CCs.
Kenny, I'm gonna be upfront with you. I've already made plans with my wife to go to regular CCs. To go to regular CCs if you guys want to come.
Where you should come to the one close to us.
No, you should come to the one close to us.
It's so close though.
No, that's staying in. You guys have every listener and watcher wants to know what we're having for dinner. CC's motherfucking pizza, baby.
Is there anything?
Jerry, you're done.
Is there anything additional? Anything to put an end to this Mangatube or MangaHero talk? I think in summation, boy put some heat on the timeline. Most people didn't care, but I think it kind of proves even more that he hates women. And
MangaHero. Listen, don't listen to him. David would beat the shit out of you. His arms are huge. Okay,
listen, bro. Be careful, MangaHero. David is a big guy.
He's too
big, dude. David is.
Why do we have to resort to violence?
Why must we do this?
Why? It should have been me.
It should have been me, not him. That's not fair.
But in summation, heat in the timeline, people listened.
None of that was
and honestly, I think from this there was some slight positive feedback from MangaHero's video, although a majority of it was some dumb bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Some positive feedback, in the words of like Prom G, he's already in the space of like trying to find things to like elevate his content, and watching the video just kind of gave him a little bit more pep, a little bit more motivation to achieve that. Same with HVL, although I don't know why the man's was using her government name.
Oh my god, I forgot about that, David. Dude, Kenny. And I know that we know her government name because she told us it when we interviewed her, but we intentionally, when we interviewed her, did not.
We didn't put it in the video.
We said HBL over and over again because she told us to. And so, Kenny, in that video, he calls her government name
in the Tierlist
like
video?
5 times. Yeah. He just starts like rattling it off, and he's just like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, yo, he's dropping the government name.
I felt uncomfortable for HBL from that. I was like,
every time I heard it, I cringed, dude. I was like, oof, oof. I was like, got him.
Yeah.
That's real.
But yeah, so that and what am I was? Oh yeah, and Boogie Snacks apparently like. I didn't see this, but Prom G was saying that he was like commenting and responding to more tweets now. I don't know if he even know who MangaHero is or if he watched the video. But, there was some silver lining to it all. There was like some positives that could come out of this. Not related to MangaHero or his content, but the content of the people that were talked about.
Right.
So,
and not just that, but yeah, all of the people who got mentioned are also just like rallying against him, which is pretty fucking funny. And I think that is the fact that we got 5 of the people rated all in one conversation, like just a couple nights later, the 5 of them would have not come together anytime soon. Had that not
like the Avengers of Mangatube.
They called like a Mangatube Avengers Council meeting.
Yeah.
Simply because of this thing. And that's one of the positives that MangaHero brought out is that more people are uniting together. And and maybe it'll help stomp out some of that toxicity and negativity in the anime manga community as a whole, because we're starting the conversation around it now, while it's still small. So maybe it'll help with some of that. Although if you go on we've talked a lot.
The Tic-Tac?
No, I was talking about Twitter. We've talked a lot about Twitter in the past because I go on these holes where I get deep into the darkness of Twitter.
We should make that its own segment.
Yeah, at this point we've done it a couple times already. So
we can take that one on the road, I think. Ooh. What is anime? What does anime Twitter say?
Take on the road. Take on the road. Yeah, we're trying to do some con episodes.
What head ass shit?
Let me do it real quick.
But for real. Yeah, Twitter's very bad, and so just be careful over there, everyone. If you go down the anime manga rabbit hole over there, so be careful. But hopefully this helps, and I think that the biggest thing to remember is just go sub and support all those content creators. If you saw his video, go sub and support them all. They all make great content, actually, and I think that's kind of why he chose all of them to be on the tier list at all. Because he probably, personally, might even believe that they all do make good stuff, especially if you like manga collecting content. And you should also subscribe to My Waifu and Me. They're a great couple. They do manga collecting content as well. While you guys are both distracted, you should go subscribe to them if you happen to stumble upon this because of the MangaHero beef. First,
hey David, we'll cut that.
We'll cut that. Breaking news. As of 57 minutes ago, MangaHero posted an Instagram post in response to the feedback of his video.
You're lying.
Shall I read it?
Yes, right please read it. I gotta pull this up.
Is it on there? Wait.
I gotta pull this up.
So this is live, guys.
Live. This is happening. Live. Live in charge, baby. Okay, let's hear it, David.
So before I go into this, so we are the Uncensored Anime Podcast. If you are enjoying what you have been listening to so far, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification, or hit the bell icon so you will be notified of future videos. We are on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcasts, and we are on YouTube. So,
yes, sir.
So we appreciate the support. Thank you all to those who have been listening so far. He said, MangaHero 11 is his handle, if anyone wants to see him on Instagram. Sorry to everyone in the community for the toxicity lately. I had no idea that the tier list video would stir up drama on that level. I knew it would get some backlash, but never knew it would grow to the level that it did. I legitimately thought it was a video that, while controversial, was only intended to push and elevate the community.
Absolute cap.
Lol at giving unsolicited advice publicly. I have personally apologized to people I was too harsh on, and I assure you my latest haul video was not meant as a diss to other creators.
What the fuck was it then, dog? What was it?
It was meant to rile up people who hate on me in Discords and on my channel to get them to give engagement.
Huh?
Looking back, it was childish either way to behave in a way to spite others. Not entering a villain arc, I'm not even sure if I'll be around tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Wait, I'm having these intense temple and sinus pressure pain. Sinus pressure / pain that's making me think I should go to the hospital. Part of why I made that haul video. I just don't even want to talk or eat to aggravate it. I just want to apologize to all for any feelings hurt, truly.
Damn, what are we? Online doctors?
So,
you see there's a comment already, I'm pretty sure, by a MangaHero burner because MangaHero
XX_chill_XX.
No, bro, in my opinion, it was a good video.
Yep.
God damn it. MangaHero. We all know that's your burner, bro.
Here's the deal.
I don't know what to say.
I still am not, even with this comment, like this post, I still am not sure. Like the fact that he doubled down on it being like intentional critique to help the evolution of Mangatube, I still am not sure if he's being like, I don't know. I'm still confused.
I don't think he gets it.
This feels like a double down. This doesn't feel like a.
He said
exactly.
I gave you guys. He literally said
right.
Like, I don't think he understands the reaction.
No way.
What people's perspectives are.
God, I want him on the damn podcast. MangaHero, please,
come on,
please, baby, please.
That's so interesting. It's so interesting to me.
MangaHero, please.
So yeah, I mean that's okay, a good kind of.
Let's just take a guess. What's his government name? I don't. None of us know it. But what do you? If you think Philip, bro, I'm leaning to like Justin for some reason. He looks like a Justin to me. What do you think? Does he got a little bit Justin energy? Philip's not a bad guess though.
Honestly,
my guess is either Philip or Peter.
Peter.
I'm thinking it's gonna be a P name. I'm thinking of a P name.
MangaHero's a Peter. Ooh, I can see that. Ooh, Peter's not a bad guess.
Wait, Kenny, what's your guess?
Here's the thing: if he's gonna out HBL's government name like this, then we're taking a stab at guessing.
We're taking a guess.
We gotta at least try, right?
None of us actually know.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. So if we guess it, it's totally off.
Here it is. My guess is Joshua. His name is Josh.
Oh, I thought Jay too. That's a good one. Damn, he does look like a Josh.
I'm just looking at the picture of him, and I'm like, I can see him saying, "Hi, my name is Josh."
Hi, I'm Josh. Nice to meet you.
I'm Josh.
Dude, he's kind of got he's got Josh vibes.
Hey guys,
looks like to
hey
me.
guys, it's Josh here with another manga haul video. Wait, damn, it might be Josh.
It feels like Josh right now. Like
y'all can't come to my
kidding.
That's my guess.
That's such a good guess, bro. That's such a good guess. Oh my god. So we've just outed.
I guessed it right. I'm clairvoyant, basically.
I need y'all's opinion. Okay, so the video, Kenny, I don't know if you saw it, but the video is him in his most recent video. He is pulling out.
Yep.
It's called Mainstream Manga Haul, and there's no face cam. It's just his hands. He's pulling out manga in front of the camera, and it's literally just Spy Family and Kaiju No Break.
And he claims it was not a shot at anyone. That's what he's saying in this new post.
According to his new post, it wasn't a shot to anyone specifically. It was because of his health recently. I guess he's been having headaches. He's been feeling sick. It was to get at his haters. I don't get that part though. How does that?
He said to get at his haters?
Yeah, he specifically said, oh that's such a cute Anya cosplay.
What's going on?
David, get off
his
Instagram.
His words specifically were,
it
was meant to rile up people who hate on me in Discord and on my channel to get them to give engagement.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
He did do the thing that he actively said that you said he does earlier, where he said one thing and then two sentences later.
Yeah, this guy doesn't. I don't know if he knows he's doing it. This post.
Maybe that's the funny part. That's the joke.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it just has to be Joshua. If you're out there, listen, Joshua.
His name is not going to be Joshua.
It's not.
No, in my head canon, it's Joshua.
Yeah, this motherfucker's Joshua now.
Just call him Josh from now on, bro.
So, Josh, if you're out there, dog,
Josh,
I just want to know if MangaHero is a a or if it's something else, man. Josh,
Josh, you reach out to us directly because we're talking to you, Josh. Not
MangaHero. We're talking to Josh.
We're not talking to MangaHero.
We want to know the Josh behind the MangaHero.
We need to know Josh.
We want to meet Josh. Damn it.
We want to meet Josh. Okay, MangaHero.
If his name is really Josh, I don't know what I'm going to do myself.
If we ever get a confirm or deny if it's really Josh, I will. I don't know.
Kenny's got the site. Kenny's got the site.
Clairvoyant.
Honestly, the moment you said it, Kenny, it just made way too much sense.
It clicked.
I was like, this dude's name is definitely Josh. Okay. Sorry.
All right,
guys.
All right.
This was
we gotta wrap that piece up.
This was supposed to be only the first big piece of news, but I think we're gonna leave it.
The only piece of news we're doing today is only YouTube drama.
It has been an hour and a half of this.
A perfect segue.
Into what?
The tears that were felt in that MangaHero post remind me of the tears that I just saw animated in Boruto.
Oh, we're really gonna.
No, okay. Here's the deal. Yes, that shit's funny and it's terribly animated. So go look at it.
That's it.
At least go look at the meme. Yeah.
If you're
Boruto
listening,
tears.
Boruto's Crying Face episode 246.
Yes, it's very
amazing.
funny.
246 episodes.
It's pretty funny. He's looking pretty nasty. The only other thing I'll say is Spy Family's good. Aoashi's good. Dance Dance Dancer is also good. So is
Skeleton in Another World is really good.
No. Get him. Cut that. I hate that.
My Life in an Otome Game.
Fuck
not
me,
bad.
David. No, that's trash. Stop.
I kind of like that one, Jerry.
Healer Girl.
That one might be good. That one might still be good.
Oh my god, Healer Girl.
I'm not caught up.
So
I only watched episode 1.
Love anime, bro. We have a
good season of anime.
Good ones.
Maybe one of the best seasons of anime we've had in a long time.
Wait, is Comey on Netflix?
Are you on Netflix?
Comey season 2 or season 1 part 2? Is it on Netflix?
Wait a second. The Adam Project? What?
David, I don't know. It's not. I don't think they're not posting it.
Clearly,
They're not posting it. They're not posting it
no,
this
it's
time.
not.
They're not doing weekly.
They're not doing weekly?
I don't think so.
No.
I think that flopped. I think that experiment flopped. So I think they're going back to the binge model.
I loved it. I watched it every week.
I think they're going back to the binge model, David. They didn't.
Yeah, they're going back to the other way.
Yeah, they forgot to get your letter in there, dude.
Yeah,
so,
bro, that's okay.
they're going back to the binge model.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'll just binge it.
It's a great season of anime, maybe one of the best we've had in a long time. I can't wait to wrap this season up and to talk about it because I have never followed this many shows. Well, not never. I haven't followed this many shows in a long time, all at the same time, and I'm loving it. And it's a really powerful season of stuff that's kind of what I would use the word sleeper. Like, none of these were really primed to be massive hits, but they've all
not third best-selling manga.
Spy Family, sorry.
Spy Family
one of them, Spy Family
Spy
was
Family-
clearly primed.
Right.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Spy Family was clearly primed to be a great hit.
Yep.
Everything else is all kind of out of nowhere is the word I would use.
Yeah. I think Healer Girl,
kind of sneaking
Love
up
All
on us.
Play, Fanfare of
Sleepers.
Adolescence. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh,
Which is
My Life
really-
in an Otome game. Sleepers.
Skeleton Knight.
Wait, no,
World
wait.
Sleeper.
What about the great demon lord is reborn as a baby?
As
or
a
something?
regular nobody.
That's probably the
as a
worst show
somebody-
I'm watching. It's probably the worst show I'm watching.
Okay,
I'm still
but
watching.
seriously, we have to get around also, and we'll go ahead and mention this too. We've gotten some well, Kenny said he got a text about it today. Your boy Kongming is one that we know that we need to get to. We get it.
It's on High Dive.
We're gonna get to it. But seriously,
No, I
it's been
think
a great
High
I
Dive
genuinely
subscription.
Netflix. It says online you can get on Netflix. So I think it's gonna be end of the month. Or
Wait,
end of the
what are you
season.
saying?
Wait, what?
It's High Dive.
That's what it says online.
It's on High Dive right now. You could go watch. If you subscribe
Yeah.
to High Dive, you can watch the episodes right now. So it is on there. I don't know what they're.
Should we start a family plan for High Dive? Should we?
No.
Should we all
They're only
get on
it's
High
only
Dive?
$4.99 a month.
This is the same.
How else am I going to watch Food Wars though, Kenny?
I will never get Peacock because I'm just waiting for it to die.
Yeah.
So that its shows go
Well, that's
somewhere
not
else.
Peacock.
High Dive is gonna die. It's gonna die.
Yeah,
it barely
that's
exists.
what I'm saying.
They get like
Yeah.
2 shows. I will say though, both the shows they got this season are both kind of getting a lot of buzz. Black Rock
Your
or
boy Kongming.
your boy Kongming and
Black Rock is Disney Plus,
sorry, yeah. There was another one that we cut.
which is also in Disney Plus jail, by the way.
Yeah, well, Black Rock and Summertime Rendering are both stuck in Disney Plus jail. Who
Disney
knows what we're
Plus
gonna see
jail.
those?
Disney
I
Plus is-
I
they're
want
too
to watch.
busy
I want to
focused on
watch
Moon
Summertime
Knight.
Rendering, guys. I want to fucking watch it.
Mhm.
It looks
Me
great.
too. Me too.
I'm pissed. Whatever. This is a good season. If you guys aren't watching anime right now, you need to be watching anime. This is a season to go watch
Yeah.
some fucking anime.
Honestly,
I need to go to
if
the
you
bathroom.
don't
No,
watch
David,
anime and
David,
you-
no, David,
wait.
hold it, David. No, I'm
Wait,
joking.
why?
Go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. I'm messing with you.
I was like, if you don't watch anime and you're watching this video somehow, I mean, I just want to know how you got here. Get in the comments.
Well,
know?
I think the issue, Kenny, is that a lot of people will watch the popular stuff. So when there's a season like this, they might watch Spy Family, but they're not going to check out all the other stuff that's kind of unknown. Like even though there's some moderate hype behind something like Aoashi, people didn't know what it really was going into this season. I only knew about it because I had a buddy who read the manga, and then I told Kenny to try the manga, and then Kenny read the manga.
I don't know why that was. Why was that laid out like that? Why did you have to? Why did
I
you
had
have to?
I had a buddy that told.
You put me
I had a
on.
buddy that
What's going
told
on?
me about it, and
He
then I
told-
told you to
Jerry
try it.
said,
and
I
then-
put you on,
Yeah.
even though I never read a single page.
I
no
did read
idea
2
what-
chapters. I read 2 chapters.
Oh
maybe
my
3.
God,
Maybe 3
okay.
chapters. I read 3
He
chapters.
said, "I put you on, though." You
I
only
didn't
read
put you.
200
No, my
chapters.
buddy Matt really did put you on. Is what really happened. It just it went through
Okay,
me.
okay.
Matt's words
Yeah,
went through me.
Yeah,
Is what happened. Beside the point, people don't usually talk about that
Whoa!
stuff.
Look at those
You have
dance
to get your
moves.
ass back over here. No, but on that note, guys, seriously, it's a good season. Luffy went.
Really great
wait,
season.
sorry. Big One Piece spoilers, chapter 1045.
Oh,
Don't
we gotta
fucking
talk
listen to
about
this
that,
shit if you're not fucking caught up on the manga.
Honestly, you're probably not. At this point, if you've watched this
You've
whole
probably
thing,
been spoiled by the internet.
you love One Piece. Honestly,
Yeah, I hope so.
because it's
Luffy. Spoilers. Luffy went gear
Spoilers.
5. Luffy
Luffy
went
went
gear
gear
5.
5,
He's
bro.
he's
Yeah,
fucking.
Luffy's
He's
a god.
fucking. Hey, he's
He-
fucking Looney
he's a
Tunes,
god.
guys. He's fucking Looney Tunes.
literally what I said would happen. I literally said that shit.
He spent 1,000 life
Hey,
points.
His
on the
power's
world.
gonna.
Looney
Yeah,
Tunes.
if you could turn things into rubber, you're like a little Looney Tune guy. You
He's
know?
Looney Tunes. He's
Yeah.
Looney Tunes. He stuck his hands out Kaido's eyes,
Bro.
grabbed him by the nostrils, and swung right out of his mouth, dog.
He's fucking
Yep.
Looney Tunes. He
He's
went
Looney
Bugs
Tunes.
Bunny on his ass.
All of a sudden, he had a fist bigger than Kaido,
Yeah.
bro.
He grabbed lightning. Luffy Tunes. What?
Looney Tunes.
Luffy Tunes.
All of a sudden, I went from being upset about the whole change of the fucking
I love it.
fruit. I don't care anymore. This is
love
the best
it.
thing I've ever fucking read.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oda's a god. Oda's a god.
Oda's a god.
I take back everything I ever said to critique him. That man's a god. He makes the best thing in the world. One Piece is the best fucking manga and anime ever made.
It's so ridiculous and it's just perfect.
I love
it.
it. I love One Piece.
It's cute and it's fun and it looks cool.
I love One Piece.
He about to beat Kaido's ass with that big mega fist.
He's about to mega fist. He's about to mega fist Kaido though, for real.
And on the note of anime being good,
that feels like 5 Kaidos. Oh, the latest episode.
One Piece episode 1015 adapted chapter 1000, and also it was just better than anything else that exists. So they brought in I believe her name is Megumi Ishitani, and she's done a couple episodes before that have also been very incredible. This is probably her best work yet. Wonderful animation director that works on One Piece now. Seems like she does like maybe a new episode every 20 or so episodes, so we'll probably get another episode from her soon. Some people are estimating she might pop up for
when the fist comes
for Gear 5. Yeah, people are estimating timeline wise it's right around the right timing, so she might be obviously that's going to be well over a year off, but we might get to see when Gear 5 makes it the anime in a little over a year. We will I'm thinking Ishitani will come back and do that episode where the first one where he shows off.
What do you think Gear 5's Luffy is going to sound like? Like, do you think he's going to be like?
I'm imagining just pure like jovial Luffy voice. I'm thinking that the lady Mayumi Tanaka, I think is her name. I'm thinking she is just going to go full blown like when Luffy's like really goofy. You know, I don't think he's going to do anything like weird with it. I think she's just going to go full blown like
just like over the top, just
play up the jovialness of it.
Goofy Luffy, okay.
Yeah, goofy Luffy.
Is his hair white?
That's what it was implied. Yamato says there's a single line. There's a single line where Yamato says, "Luffy, everything's white. You're turning white or whatever." So like his clothes and his hair turn white during the transformation. So pretty cool stuff happening in One Piece. It's the best fucking thing. So I don't know. Shonen Jump is still good.
This fight's got to end in like at least like 3 more chapters.
Yeah.
Maybe the next chapter will be it.
We haven't talked about Shonen Jump since our big like Shonen Jump episode, but Ayakashi Triangle has left the manga now. Did you guys know that?
Is it official?
Yeah, it's out. It got moved over to Jump Plus. So that's interesting. It means that the series that are at the bottom are going to get a hold on a little bit longer, which I find interesting as well.
Do they need to replace it? Because are they at 19 now?
Yeah, they'll replace it with something. They may have even already announced it. But Duranda Roran, Ayashimon, and Protect Me Shugamaru continue to ride the fucking bottom of the barrel of Shonen Jump, which is really sad because Ayashimon is a lot of fun. And David
Ayashimon's so good.
David seems to think that Duranda Roran is something, so I don't know what's wrong with David.
I like it.
So, yeah.
It was riding high for a bit, too, but it's been bottom for the last, I think, 3 or 4 weeks.
On that note, UAP listeners, UAP viewers, thank you guys for coming. Thanks for stopping by. We're so grateful. We're always grateful to get to do the podcast, get out here and chat about.
To every viewer,
And seriously, sorry we only spent 10 minutes talking about anime stuff, and we spent the other hour and 20 minutes talking about Mangatube drama.
I pretty much am ready for another Mangatube drama episode, so please, guys, kick up the Mangatube drama. Love it. Yeah.
If you guys enjoyed... Oh, David.
I'm just going to say... teaser for next episode so we can hold ourselves accountable, Jeremiah and Kenneth. We are going to be talking about, because tonight, as of this recording, Bubble releases on Netflix the highly anticipated movie with character designs from Obata Sensei. I can't remember his first name.
Yeah, Takeshi Obata.
But Takashi Obata. Yep. Mm-hmm. And the animator from Attack on Titan.
And I think it's Wit Studio. Yeah, I think it is.
It's a Wit Studio, original anime. So
yeah, but also call them and ask them about Vinland Saga. But okay.
Oh, let me
bring. Hello, Vinland Saga season 2.
Yeah. But yeah, so that comes out tomorrow night or tomorrow morning. So we are going to be reviewing that movie next week, as well as another anime movie on Netflix. Jerry, what is it called?
The Summon of the Gods.
Summon of the Gods. Mm-hmm. I just remembered the movie is called Summon of the Gods. Oh, and it's going to be.
You just remembered.
I just remembered. Yeah, it's crazy. Jerry, did you happen to say Summon of the Gods right as I remembered it?
Wow. Yeah, I'm probably not. No, I think you just remembered it. That's crazy.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, my memory is amazing.
Really yeah, really great job.
Yeah, so we're going to be discussing those 2 movies next week in our next episode. So get excited. Jerry, anything else?
Yeah, we've done a double feature before on the podcast. One of our earliest episodes was actually a double feature. We reviewed Silent Voice and what the fuck was that other one?
Your Name.
Your Name.
Your Name.
We did a double feature. So we're going to do a similar concept, roll out another double feature for 2 more movies that we've been wanting to watch. We've obviously, we did Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop on here. We've reviewed some other movies somewhere, but Bubble and Summon of the Gods. So you guys should go watch those so that you're prepared for that next episode we're going to do. We are, if you enjoyed the Mangatuber drama, we are attempting to get more Mangatubers on the show. Okay, we really want to get some more Mangatubers on the show. We've had some fun with that. We also we want to get more guests in general. So we're going to work to try to get a couple more Mangatubers on the show. I have reached out to some, and we'll hopefully schedule one soon enough. Obviously, we want MangaHero. That's our top priority. No, I'm joking.
MangaHero.
No, I'm joking. He already said no. He politely declined.
He said he wasn't. It was polite. It's the future.
Yeah, he said it doesn't mean I'm not interested in the future. You're right, Kenny. That is quote for quote what he said. On that note, thank you to all of you for joining us again. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe over on YouTube so that you can make us watch every episode of Vampire Night live on Twitch. So if you go and hit that subscribe button over on YouTube, if you're not already subscribed, helps us get us closer to that 1,000 subscriber count, where we're going to be doing our 1,000 subscriber special where we watch Kenny's favorite show. And that's going to be exciting. As well, make sure you follow us over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever other podcast platforms we do post over there. I do have to apologize. Sometimes the posts over to the audio only is delayed, and that's purely on me. So for those of you that are listening and you prefer to listen on audio, sometimes I can be really late. Sometimes I can be really, really late. Like the fact that we posted an episode a week and a half ago and it's still not up on audio only. Kind of a joke. I'm kind of a joke sometimes. So I really apologize.
Life's hard. Okay, life's hard.
Just know that if you want this content first and like right when we drop it, it always drops on YouTube first. Okay, so definitely go over to YouTube as first and foremost. But if you really prefer to listen over in the car, we do really appreciate all of our Spotify listeners, Apple Podcast listeners, all the people who find us over there as well. We really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. So thank you guys for being with us. So on that note, this has been another episode of the Uncensored Anime Podcast, and we're the UAP boys, and we're saying peace. David, if you do that again, you're going to make people go crazy, okay? You better not do that again. Peace.